Hello, everybody, and welcome to What About the Game. Today I'm going to be talking about two games. Hogan's Alley and Wild Gunman were two light gun games that were on the good old NES, and they've since been released on the Wii U eShop's Virtual Console, at least in Europe for now. Hopefully, North America will be following soon. So I'll start with Hogan's Alley because that's the one that I played first. You're basically a sharpshooter at a firing range, and various stereotypical cardboard cutouts will appear. Some of them are gangsters, others are civilians. Now, obviously, you shoot the bad guys. So there are three modes on offer in Hogan's Alley. The first is set in what you'd imagine to be like an indoor firing range. Three unrevealed targets will enter from the left and they will suddenly reveal themselves, and you take out the gangsters on show. Sometimes there will be one or sometimes two. And you have a timer for each round that will give you a window to react. It starts off fairly reasonable, giving you a decent amount of time to identify the bad guys. But as the rounds go on, the time available dwindles, and it leaves you very little to work with. Now this round is okay, I guess. I just found it rather too slow paced and a little uninteresting. Like there's no real personality. It's quite bland, quite stale. Mode B is much better though. In this one, you're in a real life environment, and the same three bad guys, the same three civilians will pop up around these buildings and obstacles. It's just generally much more interesting as the environment does scroll around, so you're not looking at the same thing for too long. Now, I think this is the best mode in Hogan's Alley. I find it also rather amusing that they're having a gunfight right outside of a gun shop. The final mode is Trick Shot. Now this is basically keep you uppy with tin cans, all the while trying to get them into the point zones on the left side of the screen. If you play Smash Brothers 4, then you know where Duck Hunt's attacks come from now. It's definitely the most different game, and it can be quite fun and actually really challenging, like trying to balance all of the cans at once. It can be quite good. It's okay. But personally, as a gamer, I think Hogan's Alley is just, it's too simple these days. There's no personality at all. It's a nice distraction, but, nothing that will keep me going back for more. But I thought I'd try the game out with a non-gamer just to see what they thought of this relic from the past. Do this one first. This one's the easy one. Well, kind of easy.
Bad people? With a gun?
Right. Good. Right. You had 1 second to shoot both of them. It's too difficult. And?
Yeah.
Did you see him?
Yeah.
Oh. Yes. Yes.
Shoot him. Shoot him.
Oh.
Oh, I shoot him. Why he's still
Too slow, I think.
No! I'm sorry, please, Mom. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. A ball down.
Huh? Huh? In the end, get it in the middle, yeah? Not just that big square. In the middle.
Oh, in the middle. What?
I forget what I just said. Huh? Okay.
I really don't want to.
Okay, it's safe. Game over, baby.
Can I play again?
No, we have more to do. Okay, so what do you think of this game?
Very, very good.
Good?
I think I want to pass it. I still want to pass it.
You can't pass it. You do it until it's game over. So you have to fail at some point. So yeah, maybe Hogan's Alley can still have a role in somebody's collection. Okay, before I go on to Wild Gunman, it should be noted that with the Wii U release of these games, the NES Zapper has obviously been replaced by the Wii Remote. And although I've never played the original, I suspect that this change would really alter the experience. Now, instead of aiming with your judgment, you have this targeting reticule, that follows your aim wherever, making accuracy almost, infallible. I also suspect that, these versions might be less exciting than the originals. I can imagine standing with the zapper just like a few yards from the TV, holding the gun and aiming like a badass, ready for those gangsters. Whereas here, I was just, slouched, almost sedated on the sofa, just barely moving my wrist just to aim. Anyways, Wild Gunman, a title that's more famous for its cameo appearance in Back to the Future 2 than on its own merit as a game. As the name might give it away, it takes inspiration from the old American West, cowboys, outlaws, bandits, and so on. Like Hogan's Alley, there are 3 game modes. Mode A is like a typical quick draw duel. A bad guy will gingerly edge towards the middle of the screen, wait, the game will say fire, and then whoever shoots first wins. Now each of the bad guys will have a different reaction time, which is indicated at the top of the screen. They start off pretty slow, but as you go on and on, they'll get faster. It's safe to say that it's fairly easy at the start. It takes a while for the difficulty to ramp up, but once their reaction time gets to 0.4 seconds, that's when you're really up against the wall. Mode B is almost the same as Mode A, except this time there's 2 guys to take out. Now this is much more difficult, and I really struggled to get far in this one. Each enemy can have a different reaction time as well as a different draw time. Balancing these out and getting the right people is pretty difficult. The final mode is my favourite mode out of both of the games. Gang, as it's called, is basically a good old shootout. You're standing outside a saloon bar and bandits will pop out of the windows and the doors, and you just take them out. It's almost like Mode B of Hogan's Alley, but this is much faster and it has more personality. I guess that's the difference in general for me. They're almost the same games, but Wild Gunman has more personality. It's more fun too, overall. And like Hogan's Alley, I thought I'd do the same test.
So I'm quick, yeah? Kind of.
Kind of. That was so close, by the way. That was so close.
Yeah, I saw it.
You're definitely better than me.
No. This is the first time I play. No, you're better than me.
You're so much quicker than me.
No.
You are. You didn't see me play it.
I didn't see.
No, you didn't see me play it. I was terrible.
No.
Yes. But you're faster.
I think this game easy, 真的. This one easy than just know that one for me.
Whoa! Look how quick you did that one.
Oh.
You should be a real cowboy. You die. Yeah.
Oh yeah, what's wrong? Ow!
Huh? You shot.
Oh, sorry. What?
You just ruined it for yourself.
No.
What score? You beat my score on your first try. You got more points than me on your first try than I ever did. So quick.
真的？真的吗？好吧，加油，加油，加油！ Kill you.
Oh! 200,900. Maybe you did better than me.
No, so. I think I can get. I think I can.
No, you didn't get more than me.
真的吗？
No. We've played 2 games, baby, yeah?
Yeah.
We played this one, Wild Gunman, and the one before where you were shooting the 3 people that come. And the balls, yeah?
Oh yeah, the balls too difficult for me.
So,
This one better.
This
It's
game?
easy, yeah, for me.
more fun?
Yeah, the first one, that one is the ball is too difficult.
Okay, so you like this one more?
Yeah.
If I had to choose between Hogan's Alley and Wild Gunman, I'd probably choose Duck Hunt. But seriously, I'd go with Wild Gunman. It's more fun, has more character, and has the best mode in it. Okay guys, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed what you've heard, then be sure to like and subscribe. It will really help us out a lot. And don't forget to read the full review for these games at whataboutthegame.com, and keep up to date by following us on Facebook and Twitter. Okay, thanks guys. Bye bye.